Good evening, Rhoda. It is Monday, October 15th, and I'm telling the truth. I've been thinking a lot about the truth recently, and there's several things that have happened, like, a couple months ago I had to tell somebody that I'm not interested in a relationship at all right now because sometimes I just feel really damaged, and I'm not looking for a girlfriend, and I'm not looking for a boyfriend, and I'm not looking for anybody because I am not ready for that. And then I told the truth about how I became a Prince fan, about how I, listened to Musicology. And I bought Musicology and Purple Rain at the same time on the strength of the single Musicology, which is just a fantastic song. I told about how when I was in 8th grade, I thought that When Doves Cry was the ultimate Prince song. It was the best thing that he ever did and could ever do, and there was no point because it was perfect. And I wouldn't need any other Prince. And I still kind of believe that, unless I like Sometimes It Snows in April more, or Slave, maybe. Don't judge. And then I told the truth at work. It was one of those situations where you say something that you think everybody's going to agree with, and then everyone just kind of looks awkwardly around, and you realize that you said something that no one really agrees with. The situation was this. I was discussing how small our department is, and how when you work with like 7 other people tops, you get annoyed by them. And it doesn't matter who they are, or how much you love them, or how great and swell that person is, you still get annoyed with them. And one of my coworkers said in reference to another, "Oh, I don't really get annoyed by this kid at all." And I said, "Really? Really? He doesn't annoy you at all?" And that other coworker happened to be standing right there, and I felt bad, because I don't want people to be upset, but the truth is, he annoys me sometimes. And then one of the really important things is that I recently read the Golden Compass trilogy, and the Golden Compass should be here, but I lent it to my little sister Bethany, and I have not yet gotten it back, but I will. And in this series, if you haven't read it, the main character is Lyra, and Lyra is kind of a pathological liar. She lies about everything all the time. At the end of the final novel, she kind of comes full circle. She's back physically in the place where she started, and one of the people she left behind, wants to know what happened. And she promises that she will tell the truth if he promises to believe her. But it's probably going to be hard for him because she's kind of a pathological liar. And it occurs to me that truth is a practice. Truth-telling is a practice. You have to get into it. You have to be honest and truthful a lot, and then it gets easier. National or International Coming Out Day or something to that effect was recently, and that's a big kind of truth. That kind of truth gets easier the more you say it. I remember not really being able to tell anyone. I sent an email in high school, to everyone that I knew in high school whose emails I had, because I didn't want to tell people in person. I kind of just wanted it to be common knowledge, and that was dumb. But even with the example of how I came to be a Prince fan, that's a truth that's now easy for me, where it was hard before. I made up all kinds of stories. I just felt like that wasn't a good enough story. That wasn't a good enough way to become a Prince fan. And that's really silly. I can recognize now at 25 that there's no good way to do some things, but I felt that my way wasn't good enough. And now I don't care anymore, and I can tell everybody, honestly, how I became a fan of Prince. There's a lot of freedom that comes with truth-telling, but it's a built thing. You have to construct it. You have to practice it. You have to be truthful. And I don't advocate being mean, but I think there are things that people need to hear. People need to understand. I mean, my coworkers, I think, need to understand that everyone annoys me sometimes, and that's okay. I don't like anybody any less, but there are no exceptions. I mean, every single person I work with annoys me sometimes. But that's alright. I get over it. It's not a big deal. Because of all of those recent experiences, and because I want to be less like the Lyra that we know from most of his Dark Materials, I'm more resolved than ever to be a truth teller. And that's important to me. And I think that it should be important to you too. If you have any stories about truth telling, or truths that were hard, or silly truths, like how you became a fan of Prince, that you'd like to share, that'd be cool. There's comments. You can comment. I would like you to comment. And if you don't already know, my best friend Olivia and I have another channel. It's got a silly name, but it's a dialogue between the two of us. I like it, and I think you will too, so you should check that out wherever I decide to put a link, where the Chihuahua is. And I will see you later.